Tonight on Duck TV News, ASUO is welcoming a task force aimed to reduce sexual harassment on campus.
Then, a new city ordinance that can fine Eugene residents and students up to $500.
Plus, we'll take a look back at this year's weather as Eugene marks one of its driest summers yet. All this and more on Duck TV News.
Welcome to Duck TV News. I'm Lauren McLean.
And I'm Ryan Hofel.
Duck TV is looking to adopt a slogan. The network is hosting a slogan contest that will run through October 28th. Contestants can submit their slogan by posting it on Duck TV's Facebook event page. Slogans must be no longer than 140 characters. The most popular slogan will be featured on Duck TV shirts this year. For more information, visit the Duck TV Facebook page.
The number of sexual assault incidents in the city of Eugene has been increasing over the past year. The Associated Student Body at the University of Oregon is creating a task force in hopes of decreasing these incidents. Craig Garcia gives us more details about this new initiative.
According to a survey taken by the U.S. Department of Justice, every 2 minutes, somewhere in America, someone is sexually assaulted. To localize it down to Eugene, the situation becomes even more problematic.
In 2011, there were 43 cases of sex offenses reported.
With the number of sexual assaults increasing in Eugene, the University of Oregon is trying to do their part to lower the number. In particular, the ASUO is developing a new committee titled the Sexual Prevention Task Force.
It's coming from the ASUO executive. It's a group of students who are all part of an ASUO program or just a general student at the University of Oregon who are taking this issue really seriously.
President Hinman's goal for the task force this year is to observe and identify all types of sexual harassment. And once the problems have been identified, to then recognize what procedures or policies need to advance in order to avoid future sexual assaults.
I think that if we really want to tackle this issue, it will end up being a big-time commitment because sexual assault is one of the most prevalent issues on our campus.
The most important goal for the task force is the long-term sustainability of prevention.
During their college career, 1 in 4 women will be survivors of sexual assault, and there are more statistics out there, and they're all pretty alarming. We've got a big thing to work on.
For Duck TV, I'm Craig Garcia.
Thank you, Craig. The Sexual Prevention Task Force will report to the ASUO in February to follow up on ways to stop these numbers from increasing.
Eugene is welcoming another organization. The Love Commitment Marriage campaign is aiming to instate marriage equality in the state of Oregon. Last week, Oregon students celebrated National Coming Out Day. Love Commitment Marriage joined campus organizations like LGBTQA, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgendered, questioning, and allied to promote the freedom to marry rather than just domestic partnership or civil union. This grassroots group promotes civil marriage rights in Oregon, hoping for committed gay and lesbian couples to have the freedom to take the next step together, whether it's at a courthouse or in a church. With elections just around the corner, Love Commitment Marriage is hoping to get Oregonians talking about equality in civil marriage.
Another issue under the spotlight is Eugene's new measure. If instated, the measure would charge students larger fines for excessive partying. Duck TV's Christina Kempster has the story.
The ordinance will try to rein in out-of-control parties that are negatively impacting Eugene neighborhoods. The ordinance that was brought to City Council this past May went through revisions during the summer and was revisited last week.
The ordinance would be a citywide crackdown, but comes in response to parties in neighborhoods around the University of Oregon campus.
Under the ordinance, if there was a gathering of 5 or more people where alcohol is present and there are 2 additional offenses, such as a minor in possession or noise complaint, this would result in a violation, and students would have to pay a fine. Property manager Gordon Anslow believes that this ordinance might be just the thing to get students to behave more responsibly.
They need to grow up, and if some fines coming their way from the city helps them along the way, then I think that's probably a good thing.
The original proposed fine for students was $500, but this was deemed too high a price for them to pay.
Students don't have that kind of money, and the fines are obviously not doing anything. I don't think that the punishment of fining someone is going to make them not want to have another party.
A public hearing will be held November 19th to allow further discussion of the ordinance. For Duck TV News, I'm Christina Kempster. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Christina. The City Council is expected to vote on this measure by this December.
Under the biggest spotlight this season are our 2 presidential candidates, Barack Obama and Mitt Romney. Duck TV's Sophie Schmidt went out on campus to get students' input on their decision to vote in the upcoming elections.
Yesterday was Oregon voters' last opportunity to register to vote. So we're here on the EMU asking students if they've registered and why or why not.
Have you registered to vote?
Yes, I have.
And why did you register to vote?
Always civic duty, you know, and I need to have a voice in this election.
Have you registered to vote?
Mm-hmm.
And why?
Well, they've kind of forced us to vote in my class.
I registered to vote because I think this election will be one of the most important elections in history. And I feel that we need to have a voice in this election because it will change the tide in our political culture down the road.
Not all U of O students were unanimous in their decision to register to vote. We talked to several students who decided not to register.
I have not.
And why not?
Not really laziness, but just not that motivated. I don't feel that either of the candidates are really ready for the presidency.
Even though I am going to vote, I really don't feel like it truly matters. They don't really necessarily do what the people want.
Many University of Oregon students were working together to register students to vote.
We're Vote or Vote, and we're a nonpartisan organization that has been working with the Oregon Student Association across the state, and this year alone we have registered over 45,000 students.
Thank you, Sophie. Election Day is Tuesday, November 6th, and ballots will be mailed out to registered Oregon voters by October 23rd.
Cinema Studies partnered with the School of Music and Dance to present a viewing of the first student-produced feature film at the University of Oregon. Ed's Co-Ed is a silent film made in 1929 featuring campus life over 80 years ago.
It's shot by students. It shows students what, with a little bit of luck and a lot of drive you can do.
Students and community members came together to enjoy some free popcorn while watching the silent film accompanied by a live band, Beta Collide.
Silent films were never silent, so this is really the way to enjoy them, and live music is amazing.
The music from Beta Collide featured original songs from the School of Music and Dance. The Film on Film series is part of Cinema Studies program that seeks to celebrate real film versus digital film seen today.
The playground between Agate and 19th Avenue is being renovated thanks to a new partnership and a fundraiser held last weekend. Businesses surrounding the intersection have joined efforts in creating the community group called Hayward Historic District. Their most recent effort is to renovate the Agate playground. The University of Oregon currently owns this land, however, the surrounding communities use it more often than the students.
We've never been in a position to make real big investments in the playground, but now with this partnership we're really looking forward to being able to make something good happen for the neighbors, for the community, and for the university.
The funding will be used to get new playground equipment, install irrigation, and plant a garden surrounding the park. For volunteer opportunities with this new project and other information, check the Hayward Historic District's Facebook page.
Just a few blocks down, you can find a good reason to indulge in a cup of joe. Starbucks has introduced $1 reusable tumblers. The company is committed to reducing their impact on the planet, and you can help by purchasing one of these cups. By using the eco-friendly tumbler, you will also receive 10 cents off each drink you order.
Eugene has had extremely little rainfall this year. The first 8 months of 2012 were the hottest on record across the U.S. Looking around campus this fall, many students at the University of Oregon can be seen sunbathing on a lawn or outfitted in shorts and sunglasses. Barely any rain fell in Eugene in July, August, or September. This period ranks as the second driest July to September on record. The National Weather Service has warned that extreme fire danger is a result of this dry period. This summer, 40 out of 50 states had drought-designated counties, and almost two-thirds of the nation experienced severe drought conditions. 80% of agricultural land in the U.S. has been affected by the drought, therefore food prices are higher. The severity of the drought in the U.S. is a 30% increase from last year. The Eugene rain finally arrived this past weekend.
Let's hope we get a little bit more sunshine before the rain comes.
Yeah, I almost forgot how sunny it was at the beginning of the school year with all this rain.
Thanks for joining us this evening. I'm Ryan Hofel.
And I'm Lauren McLean. Have a good night.